Hi guys, I hope you're doing fine and you're enjoying your time wherever you are. It's been forever, but I'm here. Though I'm not here to talk about films, but I'm right here to talk about how to find funds for your next film project. So this might be for filmmakers or somebody who is interested in producing something, maybe a short film or a short movie and all that. So I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time and I've been like pushing it forward. So at this rate, I'm actually beginning to believe that maybe I might be slightly bit a slightly bit procrastinator. Is that even correct? But like it's no matter. Anyway, so for me, like I've produced 3 films right now, with each film, I found my fans in different ways, and I'll be talking about that. So yeah, let's begin. But before I start, for all the new subscribers, I want to thank you for subscribing. And my name is Zelda Biaki, and yeah, I talk about films, and I hope you enjoy films. One of the easy but also hard and limiting form of way to get your fund for the next film project is like personal savings. And for me, I did my personal savings for I shouldn't say personal savings because they were like so minimal for the film Losing It. It was a personal project, and I saved a lot. I had saved. By that time I was jobless. I still am, but now I'm my own boss. So okay, but that time I was jobless, so I had managed to save like a little bit of money. Like I think it was 5,000. And I decided to make this film because that was in 2020. I wanted to make a film for that year, so I ended up making Losing It. So saving for your next film project can be hard. Okay, if you are the only source of saving, the only source of funding, because first of all, it will take a longer time depending on how much you are making in a day. Or how much money you have. So it kind of limits you to how big you want your project to be. So you actually have to make it minimum, which means maybe you'll have a minimal cast, minimal locations, and minimal and tight crew. That way you'll be able to like manage the cost of everything going around. But when you are like saving for your own project, you can save money to cover those things that require monetary via whatever. But if you actually want to make an independent film or a short film and you have limited money, you can work with people. You can collaborate with people who have things or rather equipment that they can bring to the project, and you don't have to cover them. So like if you don't have the equipment, you can look for somebody who has maybe like camera person, a camera, and then they can come as a camera person. If they light, if you have a friend who has lights, they can come as the light person, and so on and so forth. And then if your budget is limited, so you can't actually go out there and hire like a director who can be like, I want like 15k in a day. So if you have a friend who is a director, they can come into your project and work with you, and then they get the credit, which is also important because out there, like a lot of people, if you are a filmmaker, they'll want to see your portfolio and all that. So you'll need to have that. So you can save and then use your friends with equipment for the project. You collaborate with them and use your friends who are directors and producers and actors, and you collaborate with them. And at the end of the day, you are able to actually make a film that you actually want without having to put it on hold because you don't have funds for it. So that's what I did with Losing It, and it was amazing. It was my first time I was making a short, like a minimum budget, because I think I had 5,000 saved, and out of that 5,000 saved, I ended up using 25 because it was an indoor shoot. I ended up using like half of the money, like for lights, and then you have to like so I used my friends and I used my friends, and my friend came with the equipment. And then another one, and I hired the sound because it was cheaper. I think sound shotgun. I think we used a shotgun, Okay, and then we were using a monologue, so like we did also a VO later, which I managed to save for later. So yeah, that covered it, and it was amazing. So it's like a nice casual film. If you haven't checked it, it's on my YouTube channel. I should make those things pop up here, but like I don't know how. Anyway, so another way of finding funds for your next film project is by maybe from family members, and this can be tricky depending on how your family is, because some families are those people who are like you're independent, so like do your own thing, you know. But for some, if you're from a supportive family or from a family with money, they can actually help you. They can help chip in, and you can produce the next film. So for me, this I did with my first film, like Tainted. Yes, I had a little bit of money saved, but most of my funds came from my sister, who was the executive producer. She gave me the funds, and it was amazing. Like, I was able to do things like with the money. I was able to hire the camera, because at that time I didn't have my equipment. I had to hire the camera. I had to hire sound equipment. I had to pay the sound guy and all that. I had to take like a filming license and a film fee, film shooting fee, and all that. So all the money she gave helped like. It was amazing, because seriously, if I never produced Tainted, I think at this point I could still be some corporate worker. I couldn't have had that urge to actually continue producing something, because like Tainted gave me like it's like I took a sniff of cocaine, and I'm now hooked, and it was amazing. I did Tainted, and then I wanted to do another film later, like the next year, and then COVID happened. Then later I did Now Losing It. Then now I did the documentary, and it's just it pushed me to lengths that I didn't think I needed, but it was amazing. So yeah, family members can help you chip in and help cover some of the elements, some of the cost in the film production. That can be a nice source of funding. And then another source of funding I've had is for film grants. So a lot of organizations, organizations like usually annually they call out for applications for film grants, and usually some have like a theme going on for that year, like maybe like let's say. You see, okay, I'm not sure. Let me not give an example, but because mine was a one-time thing, and I'm not sure if they are calling out again this year. So, for most film grants, they usually give maybe a theme to a company, and then you have to actually like write a proposal. They usually want a proposal. They want a synopsis. They want a logline. They want an outline treatment, a director's statement, a budget, then you need the film itself. Like they want a lot of things, and for you to actually get it's all about chance. So like you don't like sit back and be like, I don't think I'm going to get this. So you just have to put yourself out there, and actually, okay, you first have to put your all into the proposal, and then when you submit it, you actually like, okay, I think I stand a chance. That way, so like you still submit, and you can either get, and you can, even if you don't get, you can still use the same proposal to submit to another film grant call, So it was amazing for me. I did that with Tabaka Gem, and it was amazing. I submitted to Wasani Waomoke. It was their first year calling. It was a program by Unique Kenya. And it was amazing, like seriously. I never thought I'd get the money, and it was amazing to see my name there. I was like, one day I was just, actually we had submitted, and I didn't know if I had gotten anything there. I hadn't gotten any feedback. So, and when I submitted it, I later came to realize that I had submitted my project, and it was in passive voice, because usually if you are writing actually a proposal, it's very important that you write it in an active voice. So I had submitted mine with a passive voice, and I was like, oh my god, I'm not going to get these. So what I did, I submitted my proposal to like Kenya Film Commission, Kalasha Film pitching competition, and it got shortlisted, but we never got the money for for Kalasha, but we got the money for Wasani Wamaka, and it was amazing. Like seriously, it was amazing. I was able to actually go out there and do this documentary, and it was just brilliant. It was just an amazing opportunity. And they're like, oh, there were like around 300 people who actually submitted, and you're like, I think we got submitted, like maybe like 10 people we got submitted, and it was amazing. And it only took taking a chance, and it was just brilliant. So it was in the way it's like Spike Lee says, all it takes is that one person, that film, that sponsor, that film grant, and you'll be able to make your next film. So like, don't just sit there and be like, oh, I don't have money for my project, so like maybe I'm not going to do it right now. And and you should definitely stop being that type of person who's like, so if you come across a film grants, you tell me, like, nobody has the time to tell you. You have to actually realize everybody's busy. You are busy with your work, and you don't go around telling them about your work. So if you actually, it's like my friend says, if you can't take time to actually take a moment and look for these grants, then you're not serious about it. So like, stop relying on people to tell you if there's a film grant open for you to actually apply. Get out there. You think I like you think I like going to social medias? No, I just go there to pick around and see if there's something worthwhile. So for film grants and film grants and call for submission and competitions for funds. So for me, I follow different pages. I follow Kenya Film Commission. It's actually very important. Okay, I can't say it's important, but it gives good kai kizungu yapotea. It gives it posts it's wana posting vitu zenye zamana. If there's a film call, grant call, they usually post, like if there is a competition, they usually post, like right now they have the mobile film competition, smartphone competition, which is also my Kenya My Story going on. And then there's also this one they collaborated with Safaricom. It's called Smash. And it's amazing. Like they're amazing, like opportunities for a young filmmaker, an older filmmaker. Okay, you get the idea. Either you are new to the industry or you've been there, it's a great opportunity to actually get them and get money. And this, like the My Kenya My Story, you get to win money. Like there's the 250, there's 200, there's 150, I think. And it's an amazing opportunity. You work with your team, and you can work with your team on a low budget, because the film is supposed to be 3 to 5 minutes. So like, you work on a low budget, and if your film wins, you can just like talk about how you are going to distribute the money within yourselves. And it's amazing. So yeah, for me, I follow Kenya Film Commission, I follow DOCA, I follow DocuBox. At this moment, I'm leaning more on finding funds for a documentary. So like, those are like more usable for me, more of use for me, to me. So yeah, but like there are a lot of places you can find funds out there. Usually I'm just googling, and others in others you get new opportunities. You get to learn about new organizations giving funds, and it's amazing. So like, it's all about going out there and actually putting effort in it, because the moment you put effort in it, maybe somebody will be like, actually, like, first of all, somebody will like your idea, and depending on how you have presented your proposal, you'll be like, this is actually somebody who seems serious about this topic. So like I'm willing to give them money. But so for me, those are the 3 I've tried. But there are others, like so you're using investors. I'm usually being skeptical about investors, because first of all, they're giving you money, and you have to give them back the money. So if you actually get to a point of using investors, you have to actually have a solid plan on how you're going to get the money back, to give them back the money that they invested in the film project. And that might be tricky, because there's no guarantee that your film is going to perform in the future when it's all done. So like, you actually have to put your all in and all that. And yeah, but I haven't tried this, and maybe usually I'm thinking about it, but I'm thinking of people to actually propose to, and I actually don't know that many investors in film in this country. So like, it's something I haven't done yet, but I'm open to it in the future. And then there's this one which is like it's a good way to get money for an upcoming filmmaker. It's crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is where you write a proposal, maybe create a page, and you it's like you are writing a proposal, a public proposal, and then you are asking for people to actually like contribute money for your to fund your next film project. And that's amazing. I've never tried it. I usually want to try it, but I chicken out because I'm like, oh my god, first of all, nobody knows me. Nobody knows me. So like, for me to actually put out there that I'm asking for funds, I'm like, oh my god, nobody's going to contribute. But this year, there's a documentary I want to do this year, and I'm looking for funds for it. And I want it to be my main project this year, but I also have plan B and C. In case this doesn't yield, I still have a project to do and another project to do, so that at the end of the year I be like, I've already done another film number 2, and I'm like, I've elevated myself as a filmmaker, albeit not as much. So if and only if it doesn't yield throughout the proposals I'll be writing and submitting this year, all throughout this year, then I'm willing to do a crowdfunding maybe late this year, early next year, and see how it goes. Because I believe the idea is amazing, and I think if I can find people who actually think the same as me, or are interested to actually see the story from the perspective through which I want to present it, then they'll be willing to actually chip in, and that'd be amazing. But that's a backup plan. So yeah. So all in all, these are ways you can get funds for your next film project. But in the meantime, okay, for me, so there's no guarantee that you are always going to find funds. You write a good proposal, you submit it, and you're like, this is a nice proposal, but there's no guarantee. Now nobody guarantees that you're going to get money. So for me, I had advised for you to actually have backup projects for you to do, which are either of minimal budgets or zero budget, that you can do throughout while waiting for money for the main project. For me, this year I had like 5 projects. I had 5 projects this year. Okay, the one with I had submitted the one with the Netflix UNESCO thing. It didn't yield, so like that's out the box. There's this one DocuBox. I submit the idea is submitted for my life, my story, my lens, my something like that, but I don't think it will yield. I know the reason why, but I don't think it will yield. So I'm down to 3, and there's this documentary I want to really do this year, and if it doesn't yield, I have a short film I'm doing this year. I'm hoping to do it and release it by end April, and then after that I'll maybe I'll start working on my other a small documentary project I want to do. It's doable. I can do it with minimal funds, and it's an location where I don't have to worry about logistics and all that. So there's a plan A, and then I have other 2 plans to back it up, and I hope that at the end of this year I'll be looking back and be like, oh my god, I did a project. So when at the end of the year, it's either I do this main project and that's it, because I if I ever do it, I'm planning it it will last for a period of 7 months, and then by that time it will be like October, so like there's nothing much you can do at the end of the year. Or if it doesn't chill, I'll do my short film, and after that short film I'll do the other short documentary. So at the end of the year I could have done 2 projects, and all in all I'll still be like, I've elevated myself as a producer, director, and as a filmmaker, and it's just amazing. Point being, you shouldn't like sit around and be like, oh, I'm waiting for an opportunity. I'm waiting for somebody to give me an opportunity to make my film, because honey, nobody's ever going to give you that opportunity. It's either you create your own opportunity or you grab it and run. But don't sit there and just be like, oh, I want to make a film, but like I don't have the opportunity. Honey, there's never an opportunity. You create it. Anyway, thank you for watching to this point, and I hope that this was useful, or will be useful to you when you watch it. And yeah, I hope to see you next time. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye.